Okay, so we are ready to do our calculations for round one. I'm going to show you how I would do this online. If you want a paper copy of the bracket, I think that might be a little bit easier for some of us too, and that's fine. If that's what you want, you just have to let me know and I can get you a copy, but we can always have this online too. So what you're going to do is you need your bracket pulled up. And then you also need the website that has the completed bracket. So you need to make sure that you're being careful on these because the brackets can get confusing. I mean, if we look at this is a lot of names and a lot of information. So we are only doing round one. And I know that more than round one have been completed. The games are done, but we're only looking at round one. So the very first column on either side of your paper were the very first games. This was the first round that happened. And even though this side is the first round, we're going to be looking at where I wrote in our first games. These are the winners of the games, and that's what we're going to be looking at. So I want you to see over here. I'm going to make this kind of small for right now. And I'm going to make my web page smaller. This is also why it's kind of nice to have a paper copy, so that way you can kind of have it both pulled up. You don't have to share a screen. So if I look on here, let me open this up again a little bit because I feel like it's really small. Okay, so if I look at our first round, so if you notice that just like up here, I've got Gonzaga is the top and then Georgia State is the second in this first round right here. This is where we're going to look. So if you notice that Gonzaga is in bold, that means Gonzaga won that game. So if you look back at our bracket, we had that Gonzaga would win the first game as well. So that would give us 1 point. So if I were keeping track on here, I might even do like a highlighter. And I'm going to highlight green for my winners. And I would know that would give me a point. Okay. If you want to take a pen and write +1 here, we can do that. It's kind of hard on here, but... So that would give us 1 point, okay? And then we're going to go down to the next one. So let's look at the next one. So between Boise State and Memphis, we chose Boise State. So that would mean that we are no longer, this does not work. So I'm going to go back to my highlight tool. I'm going to say red means that we did not get that answer right. So I'm going to highlight this in red. So that would not be a point. So I'm not going to put negative points. I'm just going to not put a point there because we didn't get a point. Let's keep on going so you can kind of see. The next one is UConn and New Mexico State. So again, we chose New Mexico State to win, so that would not be a point for us. Arkansas and Vermont, we chose Vermont. That means we do not get a point for that. Guys, I'm going to be honest, we didn't do really well, but that's okay. The next one is Alabama and Notre Dame. We didn't get a point for that one either. We're going to find another point on here, I promise. Here we go. The next one, Texas Tech and Montana. So we did win that one. We chose Texas Tech, so I'm going to highlight that green, and I'm going to take my pen, if you want, and add a +1 there. Now, this is going to take a while because so far the only bracket, that looks like an H, doesn't it? Let's do this. Let's try that again. A +1. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to keep doing that all the way down this column and then all the way down this column. So you're going to have to go back and forth there. And we're going to total how many points did we earn. So far, just here at the top, if I was just looking at the West Conference is what this is called, we can go ahead and finish the West Conference here. So let's see. Michigan State and Davidson, we got that one. So I'm going to highlight that green. And then, let's see, Duke and Cal State Fullerton, we did not. So that one we're going to do red. So we finished this whole West section. So we earned 2 points on that one. No, I'm sorry, 3 points because we got the Michigan State one, didn't we? So we would put another +1. Okay, so we would have 3 points for that one. We're going to see total, how many total points we earned just in round one. Okay, so you're going to go through the rest of those. Then once you come back to our module, I'm going to move our bracket out of the way really quick. You're going to go on to the next page. This is where you're going to see my video that we're working on right now. And then you're going to Let me do student view so you guys can see really quick. Oh, well, it's because I don't have it published yet. That would probably help. So anyway, you'll go to this page, you'll click start assignment, and it'll bring up a text box. You're going to enter how many points did we get for round 1. That's as far as we're going today. We're going to talk about what we're going to do next because we're not done with round 1 yet. We're going to do some fractions and decimals and percents that go along with our round 1 total score. That's all I want you doing for today is just making our round 1 total score. If you have questions, shoot me a Canvas message, come up and ask. If you're working in class, then I'm probably going to give you a partner to work with so you guys can double check each other. That's important whenever you're doing kind of, I call it meticulous work, so very precise, very specific work. It's always good to have somebody double check it, so I think working with a partner is going to be good. If you're doing this at home or you're doing this not during the time that we designated it for in class, then you can, again, shoot me a Canvas message or ask me in class.